What's up, Q-tippers? I've learned that no one really watches the YouTube, so I can pretty much say whatever I would like. So I'm just going to do a hot take here. Meryl Streep is not a good actress. Anyway, most importantly, I just wanted to let you guys know that Sam and I have officially released merchandise that you guys can purchase on Teespring. The link will be in the description of this YouTube video. It will also be in the Stupidity in Your Ear Instagram, at Stupidity in Your Ear, one word. Um, please buy some merch. It really helps Sam and I will keep us able to do a lot of new projects and a lot of new episodes and buy some new mics. I wanted to give another shout out to Brad for just being himself. So anyway, guys, go ahead and please buy some merch. They have some shirts. We have some stickers. Buy both. They're really cheap. They're really nice. So thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
You're listening to the Stupidity in Your Ear podcast. Here comes the stupid.
Welcome back to the podcast, everybody.
Welcome back, Q-tippers.
It's good to be back. We haven't recorded in a few weeks.
Oh man, it's been a while. How's Scotland?
Around a lot. It's good, man. It's good. Okay, before we continue, though, big shout out to Will Morris.
Will Morris, the king, made that. I hope you think it's groovy intro music. I think it's the coolest music I've ever heard.
Oh my gosh,
incredible!
And what was his buddy's name that did the voiceover?
I don't know.
It was is it Barry? Sweet Barry?
Sounds right. Sounds right to me.
Shout out to him as well.
But let's give a shout out to Will Morris's Instagram. It's all undercase, lowercase, nailed it. Will _Morris, Morris. Will is an artist. Has been in art.
Not the painting kind, the music.
Yes, a musical, one of the musical artists. But he's one of our friends, and he did our intro music, and he is awesome. We love the music. We're big fans. Go give him a follow on Instagram. Tell him how awesome it sounds, and just if you see him, give him a crisp high five, and say that's for Sam.
A big giant bear hug.
Yeah, actually, Will's a huge fan of random people coming up to him and hugging him.
Yeah, he's a real touchy guy. Doesn't really believe in personal space. So
no, and another thing that he recommends is grabbing him in the face, cheeks, and then going to the side, kiss, other side, and then a kiss on the forehead as well, and then the two cheek smack where you go,
right.
You're a good kid, son. You're a good kid. And then you
followed by a prompt Eskimo kiss. A little nose to nose action, just like with the camera I'm doing. Hopefully you can hear that.
Perfect.
Also, if you guys are watching on YouTube today, welcome. This is the first time we've put it out on YouTube. I think we're going to get the other ones up as well, the older episodes, but this will be the first screen recorded one. Sorry if my visuals look a little bad. It's a little grainy, but I'm on that college Wi-Fi. I'm on that college life. You know, I don't got that money for that top-notch Wi-Fi. So,
also, I'm sorry disappointed with the way we look because that's all we can give you. But I know that my voice kind of assumes that you're going to find someone really attractive, and I'm a 4. So, you know what? I shoot for 6 though.
Hey, shoot high, and you'll land among the tall trees, right? Aim for the moon, and you'll land among the earth because of gravity.
Shakespeare was such a good poet.
You know what? I think he's a bit overrated. I don't see the merit. Just like Michael Jackson's overrated. One of us said that, right? One of the two of us.
Have we told that joke? Or not really?
Definitely
That
not.
actual true story. I was thinking the other day. I'll tell the story. So, who was I actually telling that original one to?
I think Hillard. You're talking to Hillard.
We were talking to Hillard, and I had just been recently listening to Michael Jackson, and I literally to his face said, "You know who's underrated?"
Michael Jackson. And I didn't think anything of it. And he was like, he just looks at me, he goes, Calvin, you're an idiot. Literally the most popular singer, like, of all time. But I was thinking of it like, in our generation, he's fairly underrated.
That's fair.
But
that's fair.
That spawned my joke that I used to do all the time of just saying the most popular songs are like deep tracks. Like, oh my gosh, listen to this banger of a deep track by John Mayer.
It's Gravity.
Have you heard of and you hear people who have no idea, and they just are like, what?
Dude, have you heard Congratulations by Post Malone? That is such a deep track. You've probably never heard of it, but it's so good.
Oh my gosh, there's this Coldplay, like obviously it's Coldplay, like, but they have this one song. It's called The Scientist. Oh my gosh, dude.
Really? I've never heard of that. Tell me more.
Okay, but speaking of music, did you see Mumford & Sons? What they're doing? Have you listened to that single or whatever? I think it's a single. Okay, it's not bad. I thought it was.
It's definitely one that grows on you. It's definitely a song that like. I think that song's going to sound really good in the context of the album as a whole. I am just so excited. I've been waiting for them to release something for so long.
It's been too long. Sorry, I'm trying to put myself in the screen.
I met a girl from Johannesburg, and I was like, hey, this is probably going to sound bad, but the only thing I know about Johannesburg is this one Mumford & Sons EP titled Johannesburg. Have you heard of it? She was like, no.
Oh, that's so uncomfortable. Because it wouldn't have been as uncomfortable if she like laughed it off and said, "Oh yeah, I've heard of that." But
thankfully, there was this other girl in the room. She was like, "Oh, I love that," and then I got to talk to her about Mumford, so that was cool. But
sick, dude, sick.
Which brings me to my next point. I am extremely introverted. I've discovered that about myself. Yes, I am. I do not go out of my way to make friends at all, especially here. Like I have just been so comfortable being like alone for the most part. I don't know. It's been weird.
I feel like for the for the long haul might be a risky one, but
like I found I found like a community with the Young Life people here, and also like the church. But like with my hall and like my dorm, like I'm like a total lone wolf. It's weird.
I get that. I mean, literally most weekends I'm sitting at home like chilling. Okay, but like I used to be like a total social creature, like go out of my way to make plans that but now I'm just like I can't even hold on to my plans. I'm like, well, do I have to go to that? And like I haven't met new people at WSU that I plan on being friends with, so which is say what you will.
The thing that I find funny about that is like I am like genuinely an introvert. I like being in social situations like drains me, and like then when I get alone, like it actually fills me up. But my favorite thing is talking to people, and it's like so cliche to be an introvert nowadays. It's like, oh, I'm such an introvert. Like I hate like awkward situations.
My
like,
gosh. Like I just want to curl up in my nook, and I just want to read
a good
John
book.
Favreau. He's not an author.
No, he is. He wrote Tale of One City. It was the inspiration for Tale of Two Cities. But
really,
yeah, John Favreau. If you're French, you say John Favreau. But yeah, I'm cultured now. I go to a diverse school, so what can I say?
I cannot figure out the angle to. For those who are just listening, this makes no sense. But I'm trying to put my tooth. Okay, I give up on that. But you know who else is releasing an album though?
Who?
Matt Corby.
Really? Did you like his single that he released?
Which one? There was two he just released. The first one was No Ordinary Life, but that one was pretty good. There's a second one called All Fired Up, I think.
I haven't heard that yet.
I think I like it better. I liked No Ordinary Life, but All Fired Up was also very good.
I'm gonna go download that literally as we speak.
Hey, let me just give a shout out to Will Morris again. He just texted me that he's headed to a coffee shop for a bit, asked me to hang out, and He did our intro music, so shout out you, Will. You're
Shout out
awesome.
Will, man.
Man,
That's so cool.
what a great guy.
You should definitely do that after this.
I would. I probably. I don't know why I wouldn't. I'm just kidding. I have to text him back.
Oh, that's cool. So, how's life with you, man? What you been up to?
Just studying. Had a test today. My first. Well, okay. This is my second test. I thought it was gonna be really hard, but it wasn't hard at all. It took me like 20 minutes, but it's like my only hard class too. It was like the hard class I'm in. Like it only took like 20 minutes. So I was like, but not bad. I'm very busy, but yeah, it's just life. But I can't complain. How are things for you in Scotland?
It's been good. I just started my second week of classes. And so I have like 3 different classes right now. 2 are divinity classes and 1 is in management. And I'm like, the management class is so terrible, dude. It sucks.
Oh, that's about
it. But my divinity classes, I absolutely love. They're so engaging, and I don't know. So that's been really cool. What else? I'm starting to get sick. I don't know if you guys can hear that or if you can hear that, but yeah, that kind of sucks. It's Lauren's fault because she's been sick for 3 days and now I'm sick, but what can you do?
Well, how would, I'm trying to figure it out in my head, how would you get sick if she was sick? Just like close proximity or?
No, yeah. Well, we use the same toothbrush to save money because again, college life, no money.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm such a college kid. I'm living on a college budget,
All I do is read. I can't work. I have to read.
Funny. That's
too
funny.
Busy reading.
That's yeah. In my management lecture the other day, it's so boring. But there was this guy sitting in front of me just playing cool math games on his computer the entire time. I didn't catch a single thing because I was so engaged in watching this boy.
Why would you not just not go to class then? That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. What's the point of going to a class you're not required to show up to just play a game? Oh my gosh!
And today somebody asked the stupidest question. The lady was talking about like organizations or whatever, and she gave a bunch of examples of organizations. And then the guy raises his hand. He's like, "Can you give me an example of an organization?" And everyone in the class is just like, "This is like 400 people in this lecture hall." It's like, what?
Oh my gosh, that's so people? Embarrassing.
And then he tried to back out of it, like after the teacher named like 40 examples of like Google, Facebook, Instagram, and then he was like, well, it was my friend that asked. He like screams that like because it's a lecture hall.
Oh god, that is funny. So embarrassing.
Yeah.
Wait, Google's a thing in Scotland?
Actually, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Hard to believe.
Actually, okay, but that's funny that in Scotland they still do the, oh, my friend actually was the one that did that. Like, that's still a funny joke there. Oh, gosh. Yeah, Calvin has a question for you. Calvin wants to tell you a secret. I've heard that like 1,000 times. Like, what? How do you even? The thing about that joke is that you can't beat it. Like, there's no way to respond naturally to that because you're just trapped either way. Of like, well, I don't have anything to say, but that makes it seem like I'm hiding something.
Right.
If I do say something, like, that's even weirder if it's not anything important. Like, it's just a bizarre prank.
It's really a really good test of improv. Like, if you can improv well, and if you can't.
It's true. That's what Steve Carell did for so long.
Improv?
No, he would pull that prank on his friends and try to get them to improv.
That's how he got so good.
Next time. Just kidding.
Dude, speaking of Steve Carell, actually, that was a really fantastic transition. Have you seen the trailer for Beautiful Boy?
I'm immediately buying tickets to that, dude.
I'm so excited for that movie.
Good. Looks so good. I was almost... Like, I was dead watching that trailer. It was so good.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be phenomenal. And the kid, Timothy Chalamet, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but...
Oh, Timothy Chalamet. Yeah.
Charlemagne, yeah. He won an Oscar last year for a
Really?
movie. Yeah, I forget which one, but I'm sure he'll do very well this year if the
Yeah.
movie's as good as it looks.
Oh,
But yeah, Steve Carell's also in another movie that's coming out. It's called Welcome to Marwin. It looks like his version of Secret Life of Walter Mitty, almost. It's
really?
really weird. It's like he's got like these action figures that he like imagined come to life.
Yeah,
It's weird, but I think it's gonna be good. It looks pretty good, but
that's cool.
I just love Steve Carell. Honestly, the
Me
man can
too.
do no
Me
wrong.
too.
I
Me
watched
too.
what did I just see? Crazy Stupid Love,
Yeah,
which is one of the things I wanted to bring up. But that
Yeah.
movie is 10 out of 10. Would
Really?
recommend. It's so funny, dude. It's
okay, I'm gonna
awesome.
write that down.
I mean, it's a rom-com. I hope you
Yeah,
don't mind.
yeah.
You shouldn't mind because guys are allowed to
No,
like
I
rom.
enjoy rom-coms.
Thank you. I was talking to one of my good friends, Houston. If he's listening, I like you, Houston,
Shout
but I'm
out
mad at
Houston.
I'm mad at you, Houston, because he's like, "Oh, you're watching a rom-com? Like, that's stupid." I'm like, "Whoa, comment with the hate speech, my friend."
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Chill out with the hates chat, okay,
Thank
dude?
thank you, but they're good movies. For instance, The Proposal, Ryan Reynolds, one of my favorite
Yes.
movies that I've watched this year. It was so good.
Dude, I just watched. It was kind of a rom-com. Have you heard of Silver Linings Playbook?
I need to. I've heard it's amazing. I just need to.
Dude, that movie was so good.
I need to. I need
Just
to
watched that like 2 days ago. It was compelling.
write it
yeah.
down.
Freaking
But then
Bradley
I
Cooper.
watched.
Man.
Well, actually, speaking of what we do now, on weekends, there was a weekend the other day where I watched 3 movies just back to back to back, and I have no shame about it. And they were like, the first movie I watched was Interstellar, which I'd never seen before. Phenomenal
What?
movie. That's like a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, that was pretty long, but I don't have any friends to hang out with, so I guess I'll, I'll watch another one. So I watched Crazy Stupid Love, which was a great movie.
Yeah.
Steve Carell's awesome. He's super funny in it. And then Ryan Gosling is also in it. And
Okay.
never been a big Ryan Gosling guy. I'd never really seen any of his movies, but he's pretty good in
Yeah.
it as well.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. But then I watched, what's it called? I Love You, Man. And that has so many good people in it. It is such a good movie.
Really?
It's got, it stars really Paul Rudd and,
Love
the
him.
guy that, I think he's most well known for the Muppet movie.
Oh my gosh. The guy in How I Met Your Mother?
My brother. He's not most well known for the Muppet movie.
Am I a man? Or am I a Muppet? Am I a Muppet?
I'm a bit of a man.
Muppet of a man.
What's that guy's name, though? I don't even know. His name.
Jason.
Am I a
Segel.
Muppet? Muppet! Sorry. But yeah, Jason Segel, and he's really funny in it. But then it has Andy Samberg in it, who's really, 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 really funny.
Yeah.
He's not in it as much as I would have dreamed, but he's still really
Right.
funny. I can't remember who else is in it, but there was like several people that are just so funny.
Yeah.
And it's the first time that I've seen the girl that plays Karen on The Office.
Rashida
Actually-
Jones.
First time in a while that I've seen her and that I've actually enjoyed something that she's in.
Really?
You know, and I went back and watched an Office episode, and I actually don't mind her as Karen. I think she's not bad as Karen. I don't even hate Karen's character that much, even.
I don't know. I'm not
Really?
a fan. I really enjoyed her as Angie Tribeca in that
Oh, yeah.
show.
So that's the thing is, I love Angie Tribeca. That's a hilarious show.
Yeah.
I like Karen a little bit.
Yeah.
I think you just are predestined to hate her in The Office, which is kind of unfair. But
Yep, that's true.
she doesn't do much wrong. I mean, she's not even. I mean, she's kind of funny. I just don't think this is that funny. But
Yeah.
Parks and Rec, hate Anne
Yep.
so much, and like
She's so bad.
that's the only.
She's
thing
kind of funny in the
Parks and Rec I
first
don't like.
season. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. I mean, she's the only person in Parks and Rec that I don't like. But you said you like her in the first season.
She's okay in the first season because her character so well balances out the craziness of Leslie and Andy.
Yeah.
But then as the show progresses, she kind of gets crazy in her own way, in like a not funny way, and it's bad. So
Well, that's the thing is like she tries to be the relatable person on the show, but
yeah.
she's not relatable.
No, she's crazy. Okay, speaking of I guess this doesn't really relate. I saw a news article the other day, which I thought was particularly interesting because it was this girl, and she like it was recently Fashion Week in London, so she went to like a bunch of shops, like charity shops, and bought like spent like £50 maybe buying like crazy outfits and just like ridiculous clothing. And then she put all of it on and just went and stood outside these venues where they were doing Fashion Week, and paparazzi just started taking pictures of her, and people started like getting her autograph, and people would come up to her and be like, "Oh my gosh, is this Gucci?" And she was like, "Yeah." And like people, she just straight up duped everyone that she was wearing designer clothing, which I thought A was hilarious, and B says so much about how ridiculously stupid fashion is nowadays.
Yeah.
Like Gucci and all those names, like that the clothing is ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
But it's honestly brilliant because they don't sell clothes. They literally sell their name. Like they literally sell the name Gucci.
That's what it's just bizarre to me. I mean, people have those Gucci flip-flops. That's what the makes sense. Those are like several $100s. And I'm like, it's literally not even a good-looking shoe, and you're still paying that much money for it. And it doesn't even say Gucci on it. So I'm like, even if that was like the appeal, it doesn't even have Gucci on it. I'm like, what is that even? What's the point of that? I just don't understand it.
Plus, I think it's like this weird, like, this is going to get like philosophical almost, but like this like abandonment of like.
Okay, you're a philosopher. I get it, Sam.
No, but it's like
you go to Scotland, you do all these new cool things, you read all the time. It's like, what can I do that's anything as cool as you? You know, you're a philosopher. I'm only a psychologist. Okay, I can read the mind, but you make the mind.
It's not funny.
Sorry.
Frick, what was I gonna say?
I don't know. Hope you lost it.
Oh no, it's like fashion and like beauty. I think kind of in our day and age is like abandoning, like kind of like objective truth to it. It's like find all these fashions and stuff that's supposed to be like beautiful and like the definition of beauty, and I look at that and I say that is not attractive. I do not like that, but I'm supposed to, that's like the standard or whatever. It's the same thing with like I saw this picture of this girl like, and it was like models, like this model shows off her scars or like beautifully models her scars. She had like been in a car accident and like had these scars on her stomach or whatever, and it was like, oh, she's beautiful. The scars are beautiful. And like, okay, props to her for not being like afraid to show her scars or whatever. But I shouldn't, that's not beautiful. Like, and I don't think that's a mean thing to say. Like, the human does a normal person, not a normal person, like objective humanity doesn't look at a scar, a disfigurement and say, wow, that's beautiful. Like, there's definitely redeeming things about it. There's like good things about like good things that can come of that. But like, that's not beauty. Like we're changing what that means to I don't know what the reason is.
I see that. I think there's definitely there's beauty from the fact that she is like displaying the scar, I guess, and like showing like overcoming that. I do think there's a lot of stuff where it's weird because I feel like in culture now, a lot of people say like, let's not have just like the same like 10 out of 10 like quote unquote like attractive women like be models and stuff, and then people are like, yeah, let's do that. And then you see though like the Miss America and stuff like that, like the Victoria's Secret models and stuff, like a lot of them are still the same cookie cutter people. And so when someone comes out with like a scar and stuff, to me, I'm like, you know what, I appreciate that because like it's not the same. I don't think that's necessarily though, like to me that's not what people are usually discriminated for in modeling and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think that like I'm not gonna get like like for instance, like I have a cut on my forehead that doesn't make me more attractive. Like it's
Right.
well, chick stick scars, according to every movie that's ever been made.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
but that's the thing is like I mean I don't really see it as like something that. Well, okay, that's the thing though is it could hold you back from your modeling career. I mean, if you got a scar like that, like that could hold you back from modeling career. However, I mean,
You don't have to model your bare stomach.
yeah,
But and in no way am I defending like that cookie cutter like
yeah,
that's not objectively beautiful in my opinion either. Like, but I just feel like we kind of. I guess what I'm more raging against is just like the abandonment of truth in kind of a postmodern.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
Let's move on.
No, it's just weird. Everything's stupid.
Yeah. Okay, you want to hear my favorite college story so far?
Yes.
So, I was in like the hall down my hall, and people were having this party or whatever, and I was just standing there being a lonely and uncomfortable and listening to this conversation, and this girl who's pretty inebriated is talking to this guy, and they're talking about some British thing that I don't really understand. That's apparently not cool. And the girl, and I quote, she goes like this. The guy says something. She's like, "Oh my gosh, that's so trashy." And then she proceeds to drink red wine straight out of the bottle. She's wearing like no clothing, drinking red wine straight out of the bottle. Wow, that's so trashy. Like,
oh my gosh, who would do such a thing? Tommy. Tommy. Oh my gosh.
So that's been my favorite thing. Yeah.
What? Who would do that? It's like literally like the Megan sketch from Key and Peele.
Yeah,
Favorite
it
sketches
is.
of all time.
It literally is your favorite one. Oh my gosh! Speaking of movies, earlier, I saw this guy wearing a sweatshirt the other day on the street, and the sweatshirt said "Shelter Island," and immediately my brain went on this tangent of like Shutter Island, but the opposite. It's just like this really like happy place, and everyone's really
Yay.
happy. And then Leonardo, it's just a movie of Leonardo going to an island and being really happy.
I told you I saw Shutter Island, right? Finally.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Dude.
so good. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Yeah.
That was a good twist. Oh.
That's not
good
That's not
twist
good.
in that like the road went differently in one
It
of
was
the
a good
scenes.
twist in the spiral staircase. It was a
Yeah.
good
It has a pretty
angle.
good
The
angle,
wrong
I'd say.
angle. They had
Yeah.
a good angle, but
Wait, okay. So I was at the bowling alley the other day, which, I mean, love the bowling alley. Big bowling guy myself.
yeah.
Not a fan of bowling alleys, but it's like a slimmed down version of water parks. I hate water parks so much. That's probably if I could choose one place to never go again in my life, it'd be water parks.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
To me, it's like the bathroom floors in the water park. Cannot deal with that. That is so gross to me.
No, seeing a dad with his 4 kids and his wife, and they stroll up, and 2 kids are in a little stroller, and the other 2 kids are screaming and yelling, and you just know that one of them has a dirty diaper, and you just know that kid with a dirty diaper, they're not going to change. They're just going to put him right in the pool. And you know, one of them peed his pants, and so he's getting right in the pool. And you know that dad, you know, he had a long day yesterday at work. He probably didn't shower, and so
He
he's in
did.
the pool as like a shower. And so you're just getting in there, and not only is everyone, you know, gross and disgusting, but then you get in the pool, and you're shoulder to shoulder with people who you don't know. And
Oh,
then
that's
the
a lot
wave
of hair
starts.
that I'm
Oh,
touching.
gosh, the wave pool starts, and you're trying to swim away from all these disgusting people, and the waves are literally pushing you back into what I would describe as my personal hell. So I'm swimming away, and the dragons and the serpents are pulling me, and they're taking me back.
Yeah.
And not only is all this happening, but Macklemore is playing in the background. And I just hear that, and I cringe, and then all of a sudden, someone brings their own stereo from home, and they play country as loud as they can on a crappy stereo. So it's fuzzy and it's loud, and to offend my ears most, it's country, and that is why I'll never go to a water park again. And that's not even what I was going to talk about, but I really hate water parks.
That was a long tangent, my brother.
Thank you. That was not even in my notes. I wasn't even thinking about that. I just really hate water parks. They're so gross, dude. I don't understand why they were made. Anyway, I guess it's kind of, yeah.
It was made for, what's it called? What's that, natural selection? So people can go and get diseases and kill each other off.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, it's at the bowling alley. And stupid. Guess what song comes on?
Thrift shopping, Macklemore.
Nah, actually, good guess. But it was the Cupid Shuffle.
There you go.
I was sitting there, and the Cupid Shuffle comes on, and I hear... It was already just loud and just this wall of noise. But then Cupid Shuffle comes on, and I just hear... like a collective roar coming from the bowling alley. And I just look around me, and I notice everyone in the bowling alley that's there on a Friday night is white suburban families.
No.
And everyone's dancing to the Cupid Shuffle. And I said, I've never hated middle class Kansas more than this moment. Oh my gosh, it was painful because I'm sitting there and I hate the Cupid Shuffle, honestly. Like, I liked it a few years at the dance or whatever, the homecoming, and then you do it for 8 dances and they play the whole song, so you're just doing that stupid line dance.
It's like 2 minutes too long.
7 minutes or so, and you're like, okay, like what is? There's nothing even. Yeah. It's not a bad song. And like the first time I heard it, it's so fun. I think if it was spread out more in my life of hearing it, and I think hearing it at the bowling alley and already hating my life being there, and looking up and everyone's dancing, and I'm like, oh gosh, I feel uncomfortable. It was painful.
But that bowling alley pizza though, that's
my gosh,
especially when you eat it with fingers that were just in 3 holes.
That
the
no one
whole of Wichita has had their fingers in.
Gross, dude. That's so nasty. Although, you know what I tried though?
What?
I suck at bowling because I never try. But I tried doing the spinning thing, and I'm sure I did not spin it how they do. I literally went like, I guess you can't see unless you're watching on YouTube. But I went like, it just like flipped it, but I got a strike. The only strike I got in like forever, but.
Bruh.
It was pretty banging, so.
That's pretty banging.
I was at 30 and on the 6th lane or thing before I got that strike, so. 30 for 6 for I guess 12
6
rolls.
frames.
Yeah, frames.
Oh, buddy.
I ended up not bad after that because I got that strike, but what can you do?
Oh man. Okay. What else?
More stuff I hate, but go on.
We got a bad review.
Oh my gosh, dude! I was so mad, dude.
Who did it?
So 1 star. I know.
Somebody fess up. Come on.
It makes me so mad because we still have like a 5.0 technically on iTunes, which is weird. Yeah. So I feel like it would have gone down, but like, you can tell, literally one person gave us a 1-star review. I didn't even write why.
No, like, I wish they wrote why. Yeah.
Attach your name and tell us why.
Because own up to it. Come on.
Because not like we're going to do anything. Like, just give us your address, what hours you go to work, where you work, if you have... yeah.
A nice heads up if you have weapons.
Yes.
So that
if you have family.
Oh, gosh.
I was going to say what I was like, this show's going a little bit too far.
What can you do? Threatening family.
No, but... That's, it's a bummer, but it's okay, Hey, if you're on here, though, and you haven't given us a rating, please, you, sir, or ma'am,
actually do one with write something. That helps out more than just the stars.
Yeah, definitely.
But you know what? We'll take the stars, too.
And again, this is something that we really stress, 5.0 or higher. We don't take anything less. So the guy that's got the 1, we're not too pleased.
Okay, so we recently released, I guess it was a couple weeks ago, we released our episode. What? The Fortnite one.
Talk about
Yeah.
the Fortnite one. Oh my god.
Which I think the joke didn't land with a lot of people because it was a clickbait.
Literally.
Like we totally just did it to clickbait. And so
It
we had
doesn't
like
transfer on the podcast like
no,
clickbait.
it kind of doesn't. But we loved it.
Most like kids who watch YouTube for Fortnite videos don't usually listen to the podcast. I don't think
fair.
the audience is the same there.
Yeah,
I do not forget the joke. The joke was still one of the funniest things that I've ever.
Oh, I loved it. But it was funny because on iTunes, it'll automatically download if you're subscribed. So we have people subscribed. But on Spotify, it doesn't do that. So we had a big inconsistency between downloads on iTunes and Spotify, where we had like 40 more downloads on iTunes than we did on Spotify.
Yeah,
we were like,
so
what is going on? But so that was just a big clickbait. We were making fun of the game.
Yeah, it literally has nothing to do with Fortnite. So if you haven't listened to it, you can go listen to it. There's literally nothing on it about Fortnite at all.
The first like minute and a half is a joke. But speaking of Fortnite, I saw something that Fortnite has been cited in like over 200 divorce.
I know. That's insane, dude. That is insane. That is
What
crazy.
is going on in this life?
It's so bad, dude.
Like, okay, first of all, adult males playing that game enough that your wife wants to divorce you? Like, I'm sure that's not the main reason. There's other
there's
factors.
definitely there's underlying factors, but the fact that it's listed in your divorce case, like for a wife to have to put down, my husband is playing Fortnite, like that is like so much that's causing problems. Like that is so bad, and it just speaks to, I mean, the culture of marriage in this country. I mean, if it's in this country, but in this society nowadays, like, but it's just sad. It's funny though, but it's so sad. Like it's
just
awful.
ridiculous.
It's so bad.
I'm gonna check what time we're at. It'll do the screen mirroring thing. So, oh dang, we're at 37 minutes. Jeez, man.
Wow.
That flew by.
Pretty good.
You know what's funny? There's a couple of funny things about Scotland that I've noticed that I thought I would share. A really weird thing: Cheeto Puffs. They're like
in?
What?
They're in or they're out?
They're definitely out over here. Like they're not very popular. But my mom bought some for me on like Amazon or whatever, and they're tiny. They're like
chips on Amazon. Dope.
Yeah, they're like. How do I explain this? They're the Cheeto Puffs. You know, like the big puffs.
Yeah.
Are smaller than regular Cheetos, but they're still puffs.
What? So like they're almost like the cheese balls, but like tinier.
Yes, but still in the shape of the Cheeto Puff. It's so strange.
That's so bizarre.
Yeah, when I saw that, that's when the homesickness really hit me. And I kind of broke down for a minute.
Yeah,
but
I can see that happening now. That's tough. I can't even imagine that circumstance for you. That's gotta suck, dude.
Yeah, it's not a laughing matter.
Yeah.
So if you laughed at that, then I expect a full apology, formalized letter, the whole 9 yards.
The whole 9 yards.
Something else weird? Vaping. I thought there was a lot of vaping in America. Nope.
Dang.
Nope. So much vaping in this country. I think it stems from the fact that there's a lot more smoking in Europe than there is in the States, at least in Kansas. But people vape so much here. Like old men. Like these 60-year-old dudes vaping. I'm like, aren't you way too old for that?
Dang. Well, that's the thing is it's like a culture here to vape as like a college or high school kid. Yeah, but like 60-year-olds don't usually vape a whole lot. Like there's obviously some, but like yeah, that's crazy.
It's just weird to see like an old man walking and holding hands with his like granddaughter that's like 5 years old, and he pull out of his jacket a vape and hit it and put it back and just continue going. Like, I'm not judging at all. Like, whatever you want to do is fine. It's just funny because like I never see that. But
yeah.
Oh man,
it's classic.
It's so classic. Also, there's like a flat in the middle of town. That's it's very offsetting because in the window they have a giant blown up head of J.R. Smith. So, like, you're walking through this old historic town with like cobblestones and like 1400 churches built in the 1400s and castles, and then there's like J.R. Smith's massive head. Just
Well, it's fitting. He was a liability in this last finals. I mean, he cost the Cleveland Cavaliers the finals, so
yeah.
He didn't even realize what time it was, or what the score was even. That's right. That was a classic moment.
I love NBA. I follow it relentlessly.
Yeah, no, me too. Definitely a big NBA guy myself, personally. I didn't watch a single game, but it was fun.
No, I watched the Warriors because of Jordan, but
yeah, I mean Jordan loves the Warriors, so does Dallas, I guess, but I still don't watch any of the games. I haven't been watching any of the NFL games either, but I saw some of the Chiefs game while I was in a restaurant the other day. Mahomes looks good. I'll say that. He actually is phenomenal, but
yeah.
Okay,
yeah, I play fantasy football. And
yeah, definitely.
Very aware of a lot of what's going on in NBL. You know, I just said NBL. NBL.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, I want to bring something up though.
Yeah.
So the other day, someone who we know texted us like that we were doing a good job on our podcast, and I was like, oh my gosh, like the 1000th person texted us that. Thank you. I know. Just
okay,
like,
that's enough. That's enough.
Literally not true at all. But she did text us that. And so I said, oh, thanks. That's awesome. And then Sam replied, and he sent a reply, but you used a semicolon. And it was correct. And I'm like, who correctly uses a semicolon text message with like a close friend? It wasn't even or something. Like it was like a close friend. I was like, who uses semicolons to address a friend through a text message? I was like, you were such a nerd.
Oh my gosh!
Did you read that in your books or something? Or
yeah, actually, I picked it up in my books, and just like actually, it really the semicolon. I'd never heard of it as a concept, but one day I was just sitting outside in nature, thinking in my brain, and I was like, we should have a punctuation mark that allows you to put two sentences next to each other, without a period, because a period is so final. But if they're interconnected, then it could work. And so then I conceived the semicolon, and it caught on pretty quick. Yeah, so I mean that was a basic general story of my arrogant pretentiousness, which will only increase as I go further and study here. So prepare for that, listener.
Then an apple fell on your head.
No, I actually threw the apple onto Newton.
I just knew that. Okay, but Getcha sent me something in the mail yesterday. Why would you ever guess this? The Church of Scientology sent me a personality test through the mail.
That's so cool.
And I'm probably going to take it.
Me too.
Yeah, it's probably not good, but I probably should take it. But, whatever.
Awesome.
I kind of want to know, but... Okay, guess what? In my sociology class, we have an assignment we have to do. We have to break a norm. We have to do a norm violation, which I don't know. I'll just explain that for the person at home. Basically, there's like norms.
Please enlighten us.
There's like norms of society, like of what's appropriate, socially and culturally and stuff like that. And so, for instance, like yelling in a library. Nah, it's not really. It's kind of. But like, for example, we have to do that in cultures. Like my teacher, when she did it, she like went to Walmart and shaved her legs, which is farther than I think anyone would have thought to have gone. It was very bizarre. But basically, if we had to do something like that, I was like, that's super weird. But
what are you gonna do?
That's the thing is I don't know, and so I was thinking. I need to have something stupid like I'm getting to the point in my life where I'm like, should I care about anything? And so I'm most willing to do almost anything for this.
Yeah.
And so I feel like if someone has a really good idea and they tell me what it is, I might do it.
Please
so
DM us your ideas of what we can do.
Yeah, DM us on Instagram or something. Actually, this will be on YouTube, hopefully. I'm hoping this will be on YouTube.
Get down in those comments. Slam down in those comments.
Slam down in those comments, boys.
Smash the like button.
Welcome back, YouTubers. Welcome back to episode. But yeah, if you have anything crazy, let me know. I'll see
whatever just transpired right there.
I'll see what I can do. There's definitely some limits that I'll go to, but like I'm at the point. We'll see.
That's insane, dude. That's so funny. I'm excited to hear what you do.
If I do something like really crazy that someone asked me to do, she said we could record it, so I could probably put it up on the YouTube. So do some. Let me know, and I'll do my best.
Down smash.
That was not that anyone I know has ever done that, but
no, we don't know anyone that's done that.
That was the funniest.
If you don't know what gallon smashing is,
in my life.
Get on YouTube and look up gallon smashing.
That was the funniest thing I've ever seen transpire.
Favorite thing ever. We're not going to throw this person under the bus, but if you know, you know.
The meanest thing you can do to someone who works like for a minimum wage job at like a 24-hour Walmart, like that's straight up the worst thing you could do. But it was so funny. It was so funny.
That's like something I feel so bad about. But I'm like, you know what? If that's the worst thing that I've done, then
I'll take it.
I mean, I'm not methed out, so it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, it's either gallon smash or methed out. You only have two options.
It's only two paths in life, and I chose the one with more milk.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Did I tell you what my parents got me for my birthday?
Star Wars posters,
yeah,
right?
All 10. There's not even room like in my basement to hang them all up. But and then I have to get another one for episode 9 as well.
Yeah,
so whatever. It's gonna be dope.
So cool though. Are they like framed or are they just the posters?
I'm
or
gonna
what?
frame them, but yeah, I'm gonna frame them and stuff like that. So when you come back, I'll have to show you. It's gonna be hopefully pretty dang. But okay, we don't have much time, but
we don't.
Guess who just canceled a Comic-Con appearance for a scheduling conflict?
Who? Andy
Serkis, the guy who played Snoke. Right? Isn't that weird? It doesn't mean like he's in it, but the timing is certainly. I mean, that's what Lando did. That's what Mark Hamill did. They both did the same thing. We're like, oh, we have scheduling conflict to cancel something. It's weird, but I could see it happening. I'll just say that.
It might just be like a force vision or something.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing. I don't know. It's just weird. I would not mind a force vision. Force visions have been cool. I liked that.
We're gonna get into it. We just released an episode. It's an hour and a half of this.
Also, I was thinking about it. It's so funny they released a Fortnite one, and we did not see it doing that. We thought the joke would be funnier and get more. Yeah. But then the Star Wars one, probably going to be a specific audience. The people who like it, I think, are going to think it's awesome, hopefully. Definitely. So go check that one out. But yeah, we're probably not going to do so well on our ratings. Well, it's okay.
It's all right. What can you do?
This is for us. It's our podcast.
Exactly right.
Well, anyway, probably should let them go.
Gift wrap this sucker, throw it under the tree,
Perfect. That's exactly what I was going to say.
You're the psychologist. You tell me.
That's true. Anyway, yeah, we probably should say goodbye.
Yeah.
Man, we're going to have to end our conversation, but probably into the podcast.
Suck it, listener.
Oh, man. Anyway, I think follow us on Instagram, Stupidity In Your Ear.
DM us ideas, questions. Yeah. Continue texting us if you like the podcast. We've got my favorite messages are when people say, I was listening to this on my college campus or whatever, and I laughed out loud, and everyone looked at me so weird. Yes. Like, that kills me.
That always makes me laugh. But yeah, DM us as well, like ideas for stuff you'd want to see us do on the podcast too. Yeah. Like that would be really cool. And yeah, hopefully on YouTube it will be up. It should just be Stupidity In Your Ear on YouTube. Yeah. Hopefully put a link to that in one of our pictures on Instagram or something, and comment stuff, all that. Yeah, buy our merch. Definitely buy the merch. That should be a link, hopefully in the description of this video. Maybe I don't know if you can do that. Probably shouldn't make promises I can't hold on to. We'll see. But we'll definitely put it on the Instagram, and it should it will be in the YouTube descriptions if I get this up on YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks again.
Just keep it real stupid, you know?
Keep it stupid. How do you turn this thing off?